Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weebs here, and this is what if Naruto had half hot and half cold part 10. This is the final part of this what if. I know it's kind of rushed a bit since I did go through a lot in other parts, but anyways, last time we left off with Naruto actually becoming one with Kurama, so basically now he can use KCM2 and the Chroma Avatar. The fight against the Jinchuriki, it still happened as per normal. It was pretty much the same, just that Naruto could actually freeze the Jinchurikis. And now we skip to Gaara's battlefield, where Kabuto decides to summon Madara Uchiha, and basically Madara starts wreaking havoc all around the battlefield, and basically Gaara's battlefield is getting pummeled, and Naruto has 3 clones there, so it's actually kind of easier for the battlefield to handle Madara, but Madara doesn't want to make it easy for them, so he's already using his Susanoo armor, because Naruto's actually fighting. Naruto first came in with all 3 of them using ice release and freezing in one big ice iceberg, and basically what happens is that Madara breaks it instantly with his Susanoo and says, "That was actually pretty good, kid, but you have to die." And basically he destroys 2 of the shadow clones, and the last one dodges the attack and says, "Damn, this guy's way too strong." And Gaara and the Tsuchikage come in. The Tsuchikage uses particle release to actually annihilate Madara, but he misses, and plus Madara is way too fast for the particle release to even hit him. And then Gaara's sand comes in. He uses the sand binding and then the sand coffin, but Gaara, after binding Madara breaks out the binding and blitzes Gaara, but Naruto takes the punch for him because Naruto's fast enough to see it. And when he took the punch, he didn't actually disappear. He lost a lot of chakra while the Shadow Clone was about to disappear, but what the Shadow Clone did is that he punched Madara in the face and blew him back. And Madara's like, "You're pretty strong, kid." And that's not what Naruto was trying to do. Naruto was actually trying to place a marker on Madara so he can teleport to him, and that's going to come in clutch in the next few fights. So what Naruto does is basically he wants to try out a new technique that he learned. So he throws his lightning release Rasengan and vanishing Rasengan, and he vanishes, but Madara actually is still on guard, and he dodges the attack, and Naruto says, "Okay, so he knows how, he is much stronger than anyone I've ever fought. Alright then." And basically what happens next is that Naruto makes a Rasen Shuriken, a massive one, and throws it. Madara's like, "Do you really think you can hit me with that?" And he dodges it, but then what happens is that the Shuriken disappears as well. It wasn't a vanishing Rasen Shuriken, but the Shuriken appears in front of Madara's face, and basically it explodes into a massive, you know what the Rasen Shuriken does, but a bit bigger, and Madara is completely destroyed, but he regenerates as always because of the reanimation due to being so busted, and says, "What just happened?" And basically he realizes that might have been the same technique, but he doesn't understand how it actually vanished onto him. But he doesn't really care about it because he's going to destroy every single one of them now. And what he does is he jumps back and next to the second Tsuchikage, and what he does is summons his massive meteorite. The first one is actually blocked by Naruto, the Tsuchikage, and Gaara. The Tsuchikage basically blocks it by himself, and Gaara helps him out. And then what happens next is that Naruto uses a Rasen Shuriken to blow it into millions of pieces, and then Mother says, you can handle one, but can you handle three? And he actually summons three together, and Naruto says, I'm sorry, Gaara, but this is the last thing I can do with this with myself, since I'm a shadow clone. And what he does is he jumps up and basically makes two clones. They're not the two clones have don't have yeah, sorry guys, the two clones do not have KCM, but they are in Sage mode, and they make two Rasen Shurikens, and they both throw it at the meteorites, or the meteorites, and the KCM one actually throws on a bigger one since he has a bit more power, and they all explode, and the meteorites are destroyed. Just that it wasn't destroyed into millions of pieces, it was destroyed into few pieces, a bit bigger, but people were able to dodge a lot of them. Some got injured, but still, it's better than most of them being dead. And then Naruto's clones disappear, and basically Madara realizes that must have been the Nine Tails' power. There's no way. I could feel the Nine Tails inside of him. He did actually try to summon it, and basically because he thought you can do it without it, and he realizes that that kid is a lot stronger than an average human, even an average Jinchuriki, because he doesn't know that now Naruto is a perfect Jinchuriki with Kurama. And basically what happens is that Madara, actually the five Kage and Jiraiya appear, and basically they all fight together, and as always they get pummeled and they get annihilated, because remember, it's Madara. And Madara actually leaves them, he plays around with them and goes to the battlefield, where Obito was taking care of Kakashi, Naruto, Killer Bee, and Might Guy. The Obito was actually having a much harder fight, since Naruto is way stronger, and he's way stronger, and he can use ice release and fire release without even using any hand signs or hand seals, like some may say. Anyways, then what happens is that Naruto uses a massive Rasen Shuriken to actually make Obito warp more, and Naruto tells them, if this guy can warp so much, there must be a limit to his power. There's no way he can do it forever. And Kakashi understands, yeah, but we don't know how long it can be. It can be even 2 days, and not like, there's no way that can be 2 days. It's way too strong. And basically Naruto tells them, just give me this one, just believe me this once, and Kakashi's are alright. And basically what happens is that Naruto used the flying Raijin, because he threw a kunai, his special kunai. By the way, he made more before the war, so he has a lot more. And basically, what's his name? Obito's actually whoops through it, and he doesn't know it's the flying Raijin, so he doesn't think too much of it, and he's like, you can't beat me like this, kid. And he's about to get Naruto, and what Naruto does is basically teleport away and leave a Rasen Shuriken in his place. Yes, he made the Rasen Shuriken in less than a second. I know it's pretty busted, but yeah, I don't care. It's OP. He's the most OP character there. And Obito realizes he made a mistake, and he tries to whoop away just in time, but he gets destroyed. He actually is a lot injured, a lot more injured than how injured he gets in the original. But we move on. Naruto says, so you do have to become so you're not sorry, I forgot. So you're not intangible when you're trying to attack someone. Well, that's good to know. And basically he teleports next to Obito, and he tries to kick Obito this time, but Obito actually is pissed at Naruto that he actually did that to him, so he whoops through Naruto's kick, and he tries to actually destroy him this time, going for the heart. He doesn't care about the 9 tails. He can still summon the 10 tails, but he flops, and because a Might Guy came in and he did the same thing with his weapons, and basically Obito had to go back, and so Obito couldn't actually kill Naruto right there. So what happens is that Madara appears, and they do summon the 10 tails, and Naruto, Killer Bee, Kakashi, and Might Guy have to go against 10 tails. Here the fight pretty much goes a bit similar, just that Naruto, what he does is freezes the 10 tails in place. He tries at least, and flops. So he goes into Chroma Avatar, and he tries, and the 10 tails is immobilized, but it's starting to already break out his binding. But Naruto says, we don't have much time, we have to kill them, or we need to stop the 10 tails before he gets out of my binding. And the others are like, yeah, you're right, and they go all out, killing intent, bloodlust, and everything, and they're trying to kill the two on top of the 10 tails. So Obito, since they did find out it's Obito by now, and Obito and Madara, but of course they know that it's impossible with the 10 tails literally being in front of them, and they cannot go on over the 10 tails. So Naruto, what he does is says, alright, you guys, I'm sure you guys can actually confuse the 10 tails by going around it, while I actually try to go and kill them. And they're like, yeah, you're right, you're the strongest here, so you'll probably actually be able to kill him at any time. And what Naruto does is he basically uses ice with the Chroma Avatar to create a massive ice, so he can go upwards. So he's pretty much surfing the ice upwards, but of course the 10 tails is binded, but it doesn't mean his arms are binded as well. And he tries to break it, but what's his name? Killer Bee uses his 8 tail powers to blast the 10 tails' arm away, and the 10 tails getting pissed off and starting to break out the ice. Naruto's avatar, well, the Kuroma's avatar with Naruto have arrived at the top, and Madara and Obito are like, let's let the 10 tails loose while we take care of this one. And Obito's like, you're right. So they let the 10 tails loose. The 10 tails breaks out of its binding immediately, instantly, since he can do everything he wants at full power now. And Naruto is against Madara and Obito, and he's struggling. Basically what happens is that Madara uses the perfect Susanoo, and Obito uses his whooping abilities to whoop around Naruto, confuse him, while Madara attacks. And Naruto decides that this is too dangerous, and he prepares a tail beast bomb, and he fakes that he's aiming at Madara. So Madara actually dodges before Naruto fakes that he's about to release the tail beast bomb, but then he looks down and releases it downwards, and Obito's like, god damn it, what did I stop? And he barely actually gets out of it, so he's still injured a bit, not a lot, just a little bit, but it's still enough for him to be slowed down. And Madara literally is like, wait, what? And that was enough for Naruto to retreat back and basically throws a Rasen Shuriken with the Kurama Avatar into the Ten Tails, and the Ten Tails and actually hits the Ten Tails, and the Ten Tails like, what the well, he doesn't say it, he's confused on what just happened there, and Naruto's like, I won't let you beat us, Ten Tails. And basically all the Shinobi Alliance appear, and here the fight pretty much goes a lot similar. Naruto actually running out of chakra, then the full Kage being revived by just Team Taka and Team Tak. Well, Jugo's team was actually in the fight. I'll say that Orochimaru did come back from Kabuto. By the way, what I didn't mention is that Kabuto did get destroyed by Alive, Itachi and Sasuke. They did go together and stop the reanimation. And in the end, they beat the caster. And basically what happens next is that Naruto sees his father come back and it's like, you took your time, didn't you? And basically Naruto then stands up, and the fight from here goes a bit similar, just that Naruto is a lot more resilient. And I'll say that the fight against Ten Tails Obito is a lot different. So Naruto with the Chroma Avatar, instead of actually just trying to block and attack, what he does is, once the he didn't use a lot of fire here, so once the Ten Tails Obito has arrived, what he does is that he freezes him in spot, but of course he breaks out. But what he didn't know what Obito didn't know is that he's covered in markings now, and Naruto says, gotcha, and he summons his blue fire so strong that it turns blue, and Minato is really happy that his son is able to do what his mother was able to do, and what he's able to do as well. And his blue fire, so he releases his blue fire. It's a lot of fire, just saying, like madness, and just saying it's engulfed with Sage Chakra. Yes, he already knows about only Sage Chakra working, and he lets all the fire teleport into Obito, and Obito's getting burnt. He took a lot, a ton of that damage from that attack. Naruto says it worked, and then started attacking. Obito is completely slowed down now, but of course what Ten Tails Obito didn't have to use, since he was so OP, is his warping ability. Since he was so overpowered, no one could really hit him. And Jubito was his real name, and Ten Tails Jujutsu form anyway. Jubito actually warps through Naruto's attack and says, god damn it, this damn technique. And Naruto's like, alright then, can you handle this? Once Obito was about to attack, he's close to Naruto and he was about to attack him, and then Naruto teleports behind him. Since he is covered in markings now, he teleports behind him with a Rasen Tail Beast Bomb. He hits what's his name? Jubito. Jubito's a lot more injured now, and then basically what happens is that Sasuke and Itachi united their Susanoo. Yes, so the Susanoo's insides are completely purple and the armor is orange, with Jugo inside it, giving the curse mark Sage Chakra, so they can attack as well. So all three of them attack Jubito, and they actually stab him with the sword that they have, and in the end Jubito lets out all his power, and basically he heals immediately from that one attack from the Susanoo and the burns that he had, and he took away the markings now thanks to the the Ten Tails power. Since now Obito is in full control of the Ten Tails now. He wasn't before they were fighting the Obito who wasn't conscious, and Obito's plowing through every single one of them, but Naruto doesn't allow that. And basically out of nowhere, what happens next is that Obito literally goes through the avatar, and it's right in front of Naruto. Naruto tries to summon clones, but Jupiter is holding his face. And then what happens is that Minato appears and tells Naruto to stop using the avatar. Naruto stops using it, and basically Minato comes in with Sage Mode, the avatar as well, and grabs Obito. He throws him away on the other side of the battlefield, and then fires off a tail beast bomb with Sage Mode, and that makes a massive explosion. And Obito is that I've had enough. He destroys the four crimson, the red crimson, I don't know, the formation, the red crimson formation, or the four crimson formation, something like that. And he destroys it, and then he does his own version with the six his six rods, and he summons not only 4 but I'll say 8, yes, 8 tail beast bombs, and they still are able to dodge them, but the explosion is so big that he actually destroyed the thing, and it was able to actually injure some people outside as well, because he actually destroyed the thing, and the battlefield was completely destroyed, and there was a new battlefield full of dead bodies. And because I know I said a few people got hit, but a few people out of that 10,000 is actually like a few thousand, so I'll say like 3,000, and 7,000 are left. And Naruto says, "How dare you?" And basically him, Sasuke, Itachi, and Jugo are able to start pulling out the tail beasts. Naruto is able to, everyone helps them out, and in the end they're able to pull them out, and basically Madara appears, and also Naruto does use his Takano Jutsu and does stop Obito, and in the end Madara appears. He kills off Naruto. Well, he extracts the Nine Tails from Naruto. Of course, since Naruto's in Uzumaki, he does still have the revival after extraction. Well, the life after extraction, so he's still able to live for a bit while the Nine Tails got extracted from him. So, and he is teleported to Hogoromo. Same with Sasuke. And I'll say that Itachi and Sasuke tried to fight Tento's Madara, but Madara is like, nah, if you don't want to join me, you can die, both of yous. And basically, he was about to kill Itachi, but then what Sasuke did is use his Susanoo and slap Itachi far away from where they are. So he slaps him so hard, he actually kind of injures him, but Sakura, of course, will heal him later. But he's so far away that he can barely see what's happening, even with the Mongek Sharingan. And then basically he realizes that Sasuke is about to die, so he tries to body flicker there, but once he's arrived, Sasuke is dead. And basically Madara's flying up and says, "You guys are all dead." And Itachi is really angry at this, and basically is about to attack Madara, but then what's his name? Kakashi stops him and says, "Wait, we can beat him. Just wait. Well, we can try to beat him, of course." And Itachi is like, "What do you mean?" And says, "Remember how they were doing it with Obito? I think we can do it, since we still have Sensei here." And he sees the Fufukage, and the Fufukage can use Sage Mode, and he's pretty pissed off. But then basically Sakura arrives, telling him that Gaara tells him that the Fufukage should give the other half of the Nine Tails to Naruto, so Naruto can survive, and he tries, but then Black Zetsu freaks up, and then Obito is controlled by the Black Zetsu, and he's with Madara. But what happens is that Obito actually stabs Madara, takes a lot, not only the Nine Tails, but he takes a ton of Sage Chakra, enough to give him not only that little thing, the Sage thing that Hogoromo was using, but also to give him to also enabled him to use the Susanoo now, even without the eye. And basically, thanks to that Sage Chakra, he's able to awaken one of the Rinnegan. Yes, that's so OP, but he now has both the Rinnegan. And basically Madara's like, what the hell? But Madara only wants his one, so he won't take the other one, but he will try to destroy it. And basically, that's how much chakra Obito was able to extract this time. And I know that's pretty far-fetched since Obito took a lot more damage, but I'll say that Obito actually tried a lot harder here. Instead of just taking the 9 tails and a bit of his chakra, but he wanted a lot more, so he wasn't useless like he was after he got destroyed by the boulder. So no one can die again like Rin. So he tells them to hold him back a bit while he revives Naruto. He gives him the full 9 tails, and what he does is that he tells Naruto to he rips out his own Rinnegan and basically rips out one of Naruto's eyes while Naruto's asleep, and shoves it in his eyeball and tells Sakura to heal him up real fast. Sakura does it, and Naruto wakes up with the Rinnegan and says, what the hell? And basically what happens, but of course Naruto does wake up with his new chakra as well, and since he does still get the 6-pack sage mode, and what he does is that he heals Obito's eye, and Obito gets another Rinnegan this time, since Obito now he already awakened the Rinnegan. So what Obito does, wait, if you can awaken the Rinnegan here, can you awaken, if I take this Rinnegan out, can you heal this one? And basically Obito just gets another Rinnegan, and what happens is that, you know, when Obito actually awakened the Rinnegan in his eye, what happens, you know how the eyes were connected because Obito could see what Kakashi saw with the eye? Yes, Kakashi has the Rinnegan as well and says, I can give this Rinnegan to Kakashi, and so he can have both of them. But then Naruto says, oh, won't they be different though? And they say, yeah, he would, but of course it's better than nothing. And Naruto's like, wait, I could regenerate another Rinnegan, destroy that one. And Obito actually destroys this Rinnegan and takes out the other Rinnegan. I know this is so, like, what the hell, but it's a what if. I can do whatever I want. And he regenerates another Rinnegan, so this one, and Sakura's like, what the hell's going on? And they whoop back next to Kakashi. Kakashi's one of his eyes are gone. Well, you know, the one, he already has his normal eye, and what happens is that Naruto takes out his normal eye real fast, and Kakashi didn't even notice it. Like, what did you do, Naruto? And then shoves the other Rinnegan in his eye and says, how about you open your eyes now? And basically Kakashi has both the Rinnegan, and just saying, Kakashi's Rinnegan did awaken, but it wasn't really showing. It was just his Mangekyo Sharingan, still his Mangekyo Sharingan. Once he actually tried to awaken it, like tried to put more chakra in it, he awakened the Rinnegan. And by the way, I'll say that this Rinnegan is a Rinnegan that you can turn off and turn on. And Obito's like, yeah, I got you, bro. And yeah, I got you, bro. And Kakashi's like, so you forgive me? And Obito's like, yeah, of course. So now we have, and then Sasuke came to the battlefield with his Rinnegan. So we have two people with double Rinnegan usage, and we have one person with the Sage of Six Paths Rinnegan, which is actually so overpowered. And we have someone else with the Kurama avatar, Sage mode, 6-pass Sage mode, all the Tail Beast chakra, and a Rinnegan. So Madara stands no chance here, and Might Guy still does use his Night Guy because Naruto wasn't there to actually stop him from using it. And he does heal Might Guy, and in the end, Madara was about to get destroyed, but then Black Zetsu didn't want to take this anymore, and he's like, there's no more time. He stabs Madara in the back after Madara used the the Infinite Tsukuyomi, and Kaguya is revived, and this time the same people get taken to the battlefield. So I know I didn't say much about Naruto's team, but they were pretty much irrelevant here. Even Asuma wasn't too relevant to you. And they all got teleported. Obito, Kakashi, Sakura, Sasuke, and Naruto. And Naruto's actually become real good friends with Sasuke now since, after he retrieved Sasuke, they became best friends. So Sasuke is his new best friend. He has a lot of friends, but he can relate to Sasuke a lot more since Sasuke had to go through what he had to go through. The villagers actually kind of hating Sasuke, not as much as Naruto, but still. And they're like brothers to each other, and Sasuke still wants to fight Naruto since he doesn't want the world to become like what it was. Even though Itachi's not dead, he still wants revolution. And basically in the end they do still fight, and this time Kaguya has a lot harder, much harder time. And remember, Kaguya wasn't really trying. In the end she was, but she still failed because Naruto Sasuke had the upper hand in the end, because she wasn't trying and she underestimated them way too much, even though they clearly showed that they can use the chakra of Hogoromo perfectly even after just getting it. But of course in the end she gets destroyed. And this time, since Obito has the Rinnegan, same with Kakashi and Naruto and Sasuke, they're able to actually avoid every single one of the rods. And when a rod actually tried to stab Naruto and Sasuke once they were on the ground, this time they didn't really, Obito and Kakashi didn't really need to get in the way, since Naruto wasn't really affected too much by the gravity, and he was able to stand up. And well, he wasn't really able to stand up, he was still on the floor, but he was able to summon his ice to make an ice wall so the rods couldn't penetrate it. Once they hit, of course the ice got demolished, but still that was enough time for them to get back up and get back into their fighting stance, not stance, like the fighting spirit, since they thought they were gonna die there, but Naruto didn't allow it. And in the end Kaguya is sealed, same with Black Zetsu, and they are teleported back to the real world. And that's where, well, no, I'm not gonna end it here. So then what's his name, Itachi comes to Sasuke and hugs him, says, "You're still alive, thank the Lord." And basically Sasuke is like, "Yeah, but I have something to do." And he basically Itachi is like, "What do you mean?" And it's like, I want to fight Naruto, I need to kill Naruto." And Naruto's like, "Wait, what?" And Itachi is like, "But why? Naruto did so much for us." And then Sasuke is like, "Naruto is in the way of my revolution." And Hogoromo's like, "Oh, so the fight against my two sons will never end." And Naruto promises Hogoromo that it will end, and this time one of us won't die, we will both survive. And the fight here is a lot more Naruto sided than what it already was. Naruto wasn't bloodlusted, but he had a Rinnegan. That is mad, a Rinnegan. You know how strong a Rinnegan is? Like, it's too strong for a person. So the fight pretty much goes the same, and the Rinnegan abilities do apply to Naruto as well. It's absorbing chakra and everything. Just that one of the abilities that Obito's Rinnegan gave him is warping, and Naruto was able to warp as well, because Obito gave him the left Rinnegan. No wait, which one was the Sharingan that can warp through things? I'll say that he got the warping one, so he could warp through the Indra's arrow. He didn't really warp through it. He didn't even get hit by it, but he did whoop through a few attacks, and Sasuke was getting pissed off at this, so he used his Rinnegan abilities. But in the end, they still were out of chakra, and they did the final clash. And this time what happens is that Naruto uses his last bit of chakra to absorb the Rasengan, and yes, he absorbed the Rasengan and uses it as his own chakra for the Rinnegan. He whoops through Sasuke, and what happens is that Sasuke is like, "What? Wait, what?" And Naruto's like, "I'm sorry, Sasuke," and taps him on the back, and Sasuke faints. Well, knocks him. Naruto knocks him out, just like Whis did to Beerus, and Beerus did to SJ3 Goku as well. But anyways, so Naruto was able to beat him without losing an arm, without Sasuke losing an arm. But Sasuke did put up a harder fight since Sasuke is a lot stronger here, and they do still have the little brother, the little talk for like a few days since they're so out of chakra that they're still bleeding out from injuries, that because they do still have fatal injuries. And in the end, 3 days later, yes, 3 days, Sakura, Itachi, Obito, Kakashi arrive, and they see them on the floor. They don't have any missing limbs this time, but they are still bleeding out from legs, shoulders, necks, not necks, like around the chest area. And so Naruto is like, yeah, thank you, Sakura. And basically they become best friends, and not only Team 7 now is friends with Naruto, just like how he ended in the original, but also Team 10, even more Team 10, but of course Team 7 is just as much now. And so the sixth Hokage, well, if anyone wants to know about the Hokage spot, who gets it, Obito or Kakashi. Kakashi is nominated as the Hokage. Obito's put in jail. Obito's got out of jail thanks to Kakashi, and Kakashi announced that Obito will be the sixth Hokage. He is. There will be, and then everyone's like, wait, what? And basically he says, I will still be a Hokage, but the Hokage that works in the shadows. And everyone's confused, and then basically Kakashi's like, from now on there will be two Hokages, a Shadow Hokage and a Hokage. The Hokage will work in the light to protect the village, while the Shadow Hokage will work in the shadows to protect the village. So basically, and then he ends the speech by saying, I will work in the dark to put for the light. And then basically everyone claps at this, and they're really impressed by what by Kakashi's thinking. And then then Sasuke is like, wait, that's not fair, Itachi should have been Hokage. And Kakashi's like, don't worry, Itachi is the Hokage's assistant from now on. And Itachi's like, wait, what? Wait, no, I got life too. And basically Kakashi's like, anyways, I gotta go read my book. And Obito, before Kakashi left, he's like, thank you, friend. And in the end, Obito's the Hokage. And then it just keeps going as per normal. Naruto becomes the 7th Hokage, Sasuke the Shadow Hokage, and they have a kid. But this time, well, of course, Hinata and Boruto have a kid. I mean Naruto. I said Boruto. Hinata and Naruto have a kid, but the first kid wasn't just born with red and white hair, but also with a purple eye. Not two, just one of them. And basically, when he was crying, his purple eye was glowing a bit more, and his I'll say right eye became black, and with a blue eye. And Naruto's like, wait, what? And Hinata's what? And basically then once the kid stopped crying, he started smiling at his parents, and then his Rinnegan and that eye turned off, and they were the normal Uzumaki eyes. And then a few years later, Himawari was born, and she was born with one Rinnegan, and the Hyuga clan's dojutsu as well. The what's it called? I forgot the name. I haven't said it in so long. The Byakugan. There we go. I'm sorry, guys. The Byakugan. And she wasn't really crying. She was more smiling. But then the Rinnegan turned off, and basically Naruto and Hinata started laughing at this, and they're like, well, we have some pretty overpowered kids. Well, Naruto says that, and Hinata's like, it's all thanks to you. And that's where I'm going to end it. This was a lot longer. I think it was like 37 minutes. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe. I just hit 1,000 subscribers, and I will be doing a giveaway. More information will come out in the future, probably in like a week or two, because of quarantine. I gotta get everything ready. Anyways, Please like, share, subscribe. Also, join my Discord server, link in the description. Subscribe to Retreat and Miniman123, all links in the descriptions. And follow me on Twitter and Instagram, links in the description again. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed. Please stay safe. Please stay safe. Stay at home. And this is the King of Weebs here. Peace.